Good afternoon and welcome to the 2015 United States Bowling Congress Open Championships, coming to you live from El Paso, Texas at the El Paso Convention Center. I'm Aaron Smith, and everybody get ready and sit back. We're going to have some doubles and singles action here on BowlTV today. Going to have a few USBC Hall of Famers on our pair, featuring Fehr and Rick Pollard. We'll get you the full rundown of how these guys did yesterday and a whole list of their long accomplishments as we get ready to kick off doubles here. Get our first look at Fehr stepping up on lane 7. So thanks again, everyone, for joining us today. Sit tight. All right, folks, once again, we are in game number 1 of doubles, featuring Pollard Bowl 1 and 2. Parts of both teams here between 7 and 8, and along with 9 and 10. Get you a quick rundown of how they did yesterday in team event. First off, the lineups here on 7 and 8. Just saw Alan Runkle, the lefty. Up on 8, he is paired up with USBC Hall of Famer Steve Fehr. Dave Wellich takes care of the 4-pin there. He'll be teamed up with USBC Hall of Famer Rick Pollard. And then Brent Wellich and Terry Ciccone will be the final doubles pairing here on 7 and 8. A few other members of this group over on 9 and 10. It was tough to decide who to pick today because there's so many legends around here. We have USBC Hall of Famers Don Scudder Jr. and Bill Spigner teamed up on 9 and 10. And then USBC board member and Bill's son, Robbie, bowling along with Vincent Tilson. So those are the groups today. Yesterday during team event, Pollard Bowl 1 was made up of Scudder, Wellich, Pollard, Fehr, and Runkle. They put up 29.75, just under the 3,000 mark, with games of 10-18, 968, and 989. Steve Fehr led the way with a 645 series, Runkle at 623, Dave Wellich 582, Rick Pollard 571, and Don Scudder at 554. For Pollard Bowl 2, the team was made up of Brent Wellich, Terry Ciccone, Vincent Tilson, and Robbie and Bill Spigner. They ended up 27.93. Brent Wellich led the way with a 645. Just saw Brent leave a 10-pin there, standing alongside his brother Dave. Also in the Pollard Bowl 2 performance, Bill Spigner 564, Terry Ciccone 553, Robbie Spigner 516, and Vincent Tilson 515. So that's how they got there today. Once again, tough decision who to show today. So much talent, so many accomplishments between both teams. We decided to show off as many as we could, so we went with the pair with 6, so that's how we got here. I hope everyone was tuned into BowlTV a little bit earlier in the day. We had some very exciting action from Green Bay. Lucas Wiseman and Paula Vidad calling the action of the 2015 USBC Senior Queens, which saw defending champion Robin Romeo become the first back-to-back winner in tournament history. She defeated Tish Johnson in the finals for the 2nd consecutive year and 3rd year in a row for Tish to be runner-up at the event. So if you stuck around to see the end, a very heartwarming and emotional few words from Robin Romeo just about her fellow competitor, and the lady still looking for her first tiara, so hopefully Tish still has a few more runs at that title in her. And of course, don't forget about the USBC Queens final, which will be showcased live on ESPN2, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check your local listings. See if top seed Aaron McCarthy can take home the title, or if USBC Hall of Famer Liz Johnson, defending champ Maria Jose Rodriguez, 2006 Queens champ Shannon Pluhowski, or NCAA Player of the Year Liz Culkin can take home the title. Once again, 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2. That'll be a live show. For those of you wondering, where on earth is Matt Cannizzaro? He's in Green Bay. He'll be covering the action, not on ESPN2, because that would be downright terrifying. But he'll be right in the recap, and he's been helping out Lucas Wiseman all week. So no Matt today. We'll see if we can maybe get a special guest or two on throughout the day. Some talented folks in the building today. So we'll see if maybe we can grab someone for a little bit. But right now, halfway through game 1 of doubles. Once again, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Pretty good shot by Alan Runkle, the lone lefty. Unable to get the 10 out though. Steve Fehr looking to make it 5 in a row for himself. The Stephen Fehr Hall of Fame bio, very full. Has put on just a tremendous career. Started at this event back in 1973 and has won 5 titles over the course of his career, along with a Masters title back in 1994. Steve got his first eagle back at the 1978 Classic Doubles event and followed that up with an all-events win in 1980. He finished with 2076 in Louisville, Kentucky. He had a team title with a few of these guys in 1982 in Baltimore, Maryland. Then there's a few years between Steve's next title. But I liked doing it so much, went back-to-back years. Along with the Browning Pontiac crew, took the regular team title in 2006, followed that up with team all events in 2007. He earned his spot in the Hall of Fame back in 1993 and once again followed that up with a win at the Masters in 94. So Steve Fehr has done his work at the Open Championships. Lifetime average of nearly 210, 209.9. This is his 43rd event. And of course, the Pollard Bowl name has been hanging up in the rafters at the Open Championships since 1997. Because in 96, those guys did something that has not been matched since. They are your team all events record holders. We have 3 of them here today, a 4th one somewhere in El Paso. And the 5th member will be joining us a little bit later on in June, I believe. But Pollard Bowl out of Versailles, Indiana, 10,425 to win the 1996 title in Salt Lake City. Ron Pollard, USBC Hall of Famer, led the way with 21.07. His brother Rick just a few pins behind, 21.04. Don Scudder, 20.97. He also went on to win the singles title that year with a 300 game, on his way to an 823 total. Bill Spigner, 20.68, and Jerry Kessler, the 5th member of that team, 20.49. So as a group, they averaged 231.66. So that's just an amazing number. It's been approached once or twice, but has yet to be bested. As mentioned, we have Rick on our feature pair today. Don Scudder and Bill Spigner over on 9 and 10, part of the group. Ron Pollard's going to be bowling in a day or two. And then Jerry Kessler will be back in June. If you'd like some more information on the pattern these gentlemen are bowling on today, be sure to check out bowl.com/openchamp. Click on the information tab and you'll get a chance to look at the lane conditions. These guys are bowling on a 39-foot sport compliant condition. The team event on 38 feet this year. Ring 10 from Terry. He's a 2-time champ here. As the Eagle designates up there. He was part of that 1982 team along with Steve Fehr and Don Scudder as well. Terry also went on to be part of the co-champions of the regular doubles in '93 with Dave Callery. There's a three-way tie in '93 with 1498. So they got to share the eagle with a few other folks. For Dave Welledge stepping up on lane number 8. This is his 32nd tournament. He had a 300 in the team event back in 2011 at the National Bowling Stadium. Over the course of his career, he's put up a 209.8 clip. The high showing back in 1993, 21.46. Not the shot Terry was hoping for there, but we'll see if he can make a run at the spare. Sorry, I ran down a few of Steve Fehr's accomplishments, but bowling definitely runs in the family. His wife Nancy, who's in attendance, also a member of the USBC Hall of Fame, and his son Jeff will be bowling very shortly. We'll actually see them combat this doubles and singles pattern in just a few days here on BowlTV. Just put together a pretty talented group of his own, including some former members of that Browning and Pontiac team. I already see Ken Abner in attendance. And Brian Kretzer and Mike Wolf also supposed to be part of the fun. So that'll be on May 23rd, just a few days. We'll have their doubles and singles starting at the same time, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Time here in El Paso. So for more information on the live stream schedule, please visit bowl.com/livestream. Or if you're on the homepage, just feel free to scroll down a little bit. See it on the bottom right-hand corner. Rick Pollard working on 3 in a row, getting ready to step up on lane number 9 in that 1996 performance. He and his brother Ron also set the tournament's all-time doubles game record. So they both shot 290 on their way to a 580 total. Had a few folks come close to that, but hasn't been matched since as well. Rick unable to get the 4-pin out on that shot, however. But we mentioned Jeff Fehr's group last year at the National Bowling Stadium. They made a run at the tournament's all-time regular team game as well. 1285 in their finale, which came up a little bit short of the record. 1318, the team record, also set last year at the National Bowling Stadium. Great shot from Runkle to set up the foundation frame. We are in the doubles event. The number all these guys are chasing, 1409 up on top of the standings. From Fehr out of Texas, Mark Sleeper Jr., who found his way into some notoriety last year as he fired a 300 game. Enjoyed it so much, liked the spotlight. So he decided, let's take the doubles lead. He teamed up with two-hander Anthony Simonson. Their 1409 has been challenged a few times, but still holding on strong. We'll see if these guys can put up a run here. Only two 1400s so far in the 2015 event here at the El Paso Convention Center, so the 39-foot pattern definitely has been a little bit tricky on the fresh. All right, 10th frame underway on both 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. 9 and 10 featuring USBC Hall of Famers Don Scudder and Bill Spigner, along with USBC board member Robbie Spigner. So we'll keep you up to date on their scores as well throughout the day. Definitely a tough decision. So many talented players in this group. We had to, unfortunately, couldn't show all 10. Total of 4 USBC Hall of Famers between those two pair of lanes, and we have 2 more sitting in the stands right now. Ron Pollard, Nancy Fehr. As we wrap up the 10th frame, folks, once again, thanks for joining us here on BowlTV. I'm Aaron Smith, bringing you the action from the El Paso Convention Center. And if you got a second or two, please share on your social media that you're tuning in to BowlTV right now. Expect to see a few more folks watching this talented group. And if you want to follow USBC on social media, the Sport of Bowling is on Facebook, facebook.com/USBC, on Twitter, @USBC, and of course, bowl.com, your one-stop shop for everything USBC related. Matt Canzar just posted the recap from the Senior Queens in Green Bay, Wisconsin a little bit earlier today. And for all information on the Open Championships, bowl.com/OpenChamp, or click on the Tournaments tab at the top of the page and select the OC. You can find out everything happening in El Paso right there. Brent Welledge getting lined up here. 4 out of 5 strikes after a few opens early on. Alan Runkle gets to 187 with the strike on his fill ball. All right, final few shots here of game number 1 coming up. Get you a full recap, including the guys over on 9 and 10. Hall of Famers Don Scudder and Bill Spigner are going to be the high pair out of the group. 398 after 1, 214 for Scudder, and 184 for Spigner. Terry can cap off this game with a strike for 194. 7 count gives him 191. So just like that, game 1 in the books. Dave Welledge, 179, teamed up with Rick Pollard, 195. They're at 374. Steve Fehr, 190. Alan Runkle, 187. They're at 377. Brent Welledge, 170. Terry Ciccone, 191. They're at 361. We mentioned Scudder and Bill Spigner at 398 over on 9 and 10. Then Robbie Spigner, $170. Vincent Tilson, 189. They're at 359, so these guys will have a little bit of work to do here in the upcoming 2 games if they want to make a run at the 1409 leading score. This experienced group has thrown a lot of strikes over the course of their careers at the Open Championship, so we certainly would not be surprised to see it here again. We are behind lanes 7 and 8 here at the El Paso Convention Center in El Paso, Texas. Go ahead and apologize a little bit. I know the camera's been a little bit shaky. We're actually on this pair for defending singles champion Lewis Jenkins Jr. back in April, and it just seemed this was a temperamental spot for the cameras. A lot of shaking going on, if you will. But we are actually up behind the grandstand seating, and it's all kind of connected this year, so we get a little bit extra bump here, up here in the live stream booth, so hopefully that explains that. Hopefully it's not ruining anyone's experience too much here. Once again, we appreciate the support of everyone joining us here. On a Tuesday afternoon. So it's early in the work week. It's time to sit back for a little bit and put away the TPS report for a few days and let your boss know. I'm going to cap off the day watching some BowlTV. Have a question in the chat room. What do the winners of this tournament receive? Also mention the prize list. The prize list slowly but surely getting there. Hopefully we'll be able to release that in the upcoming week or so. It's in its final stages, making sure everything's looking all right. But the winners of this tournament for each event, team, doubles and singles, and all events, will not only receive some of the championship money, always have a nice solid prize fund here at the Open Championship, so not only competing for money in your pocket, but as well for the prestige. The tournament in its 112th year. So getting one of those Eagles, buy your name up on the scoreboard, as you can see with Pollard, Ciccone, and Steve Fehr, is really the goal for these folks. You get a trophy along with a commemorative watch for taking home a title here, and of course, the money gets spent, but the eagle lasts forever. So that is the ultimate excitement here, taking the lead in an event and then getting to play the waiting game. 2015 event going all the way until July 12th, so of course I did not mention team all events there, arguably the most coveted. A group of 5 guys or gals have to put on a solid performance throughout all 9 games. 45 is a bunch to take home a team all events title. There's no money awarded if you capture the TAE crown, but it's certainly a title well earned. Steve Fehr, part of the 1997 team, or 2007 team, excuse me. Capture that title, part of the Browning Pontiac crew. Great cover there by Brent Wellich, taking care of the 3-6-7-10. Brent making his 24th appearance, his lifetime average of 201 here at the Open Championships. for those of you still making your way to El Paso for the 2015 event, be sure to spend some extra time here in the convention center and check out what's going on at the showcase lanes. Just a few feet to the left of us, we have 52 main lanes for competition, and another 10 right next to it for practice and side events. For the practice, it's a chance to get a look at the team pattern this year. If you have 2 teams, up to 10 bowlers can get on the showcase lanes to practice on the team event pattern for $150, so essentially $15 a guy. But if you don't have 2 teams out here, or just want to maybe practice on your own, you can get 1 lane for now $75. That's new this year in 2015. Also taking place on the showcase lanes, the Bowlers Journal Championships presented by USBC. The event is in its 69th consecutive year alongside the Open Championships. It gives bowlers a chance to compete in a handful of different divisions, 3-game events. We appreciate all the comments in the chat room and the enthusiasm from Rhonda, so thank you for tuning in, Rhonda. We definitely appreciate the support here at the 2015 event and on all of our live telecasts here on BowlTV. Once again, we had some excitement earlier today. The USBC Senior Queens Stepladder Finals was showcased live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You can check out the archive of that when you finish up here today. Matt Canizaro's story already up on bowl.com. Robin Romeo, USBC Hall of Famer, defends her title, defeating Tish Johnson. And of course, don't forget tonight the stepladder finals of the USBC Queens, taking place at the Ashwaubenon Bowling Alley up in Packer territory, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Have a star-studded show. It'll be showcased live at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, so be sure to check your local listings. Erin McCarthy out of Omaha, Nebraska, just has 1 game to win. She's the top seed for the finals. Waiting in the wings, recently inducted Hall of Famer Liz Johnson, 2006 Queens champ Shannon Pluhowski, defending champion Maria Jose Rodriguez, and the 5 seed fresh off a title in the NCAA Bowling Championships, former Nebraska Cornhusker Liz Culkin. So that should be a pretty exciting show. A lot of big scores this week. So we'll see if that continues for TV. 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2 tonight. But right now, all the excitement behind lanes 7 and 8 here on BowlTV. Middle of game 2 of doubles. have a question in the chat room. Will we be doing a live feed for Ron? And again, he's bowling in a day or two. I'm afraid we will not be showing Ron Pollard, but if you look forward to the 23rd, we will actually be featuring his son, Ron Jr., as part of Jeff Fehr's group. Once again, that'll be on May 23rd, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll see USBC Hall of Famers Steve Fehr and his son, or we're watching Hall of Famer Steve Fehr right now, but his son Jeff Fehr in attendance right now. Will be taken to the lanes for doubles and singles. Then Ron Pollard Jr., part of that group. So once again, that'll be May 23rd at 3 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to tune in and subscribe to youtube.com/BowlTV for notifications of all the latest and greatest coming up here. The 2015 event here in El Paso, featuring approximately 7,300 teams. For doubles, that's a little bit tougher to tell, but bowling on lanes 9 and 10. The rest of this group featuring Don Scudder, Bill Spigner, Robbie Spigner, and Vincent Tilson. They're a little bit further ahead. They're in the 7th frame right now. Scudder and Bill Spigner were high out of the group, 398 after one game of doubles. Struggling a little bit this game. Still looking for the first double between them both. They got a few opens to go along with that, so we'll see if they can finish it up strong. Bill, of course, one of the top coaches in the world. If you've ever seen a Bowler's Journal magazine, you've probably read one of his articles. Always offers some great insight into the coaching world, and you can also see Bill on the USBC Bowling Academy. USBCBowlingAcademy.com, a new feature that was rolled out during 2014. Features a ton of great videos on every aspect of the bowling game. Great stuff on the physical aspect, the mental aspect, lane play, everything you could expect and more, so be sure to check that out. Get your subscription today. They offer some free videos on there, and then you have to subscribe to get access to everything, but a lot of great and very useful information on there. So once again, USBCBowlingAcademy.com. Check it out. Brent Welledge unable to get the 2-pin to roll after 3 strikes in a row. He's bounced back nicely after a few early opens in game number 1. Shot 170. See if Rick Pollard can keep it going in a second, working on 5 in a row after an open in the second frame. Stell's partner Dave Welledge delivering in the 8th. We're at 374 after one game, but a big finish here in game 2 could add a little bit of excitement here to BowlTV. That's more like it. Great shot from Steve. nearly have a full house here for the 1 p.m. doubles and singles squad. We actually started a little bit early today. All but lanes 1 and 2 currently up and running here, so you never know what's going to happen. If some excitement does happen off of our feature pair or on our feature pair, we'll be sure to have the recap on bowl.com a little bit later tonight. Talked a little bit about the upcoming broadcast on May 23rd featuring Jeff Fehr and his group. We have one in between them, though, and we actually saw a few of those guys earlier today walking around. Might be competing at the Bowlers Journal. But USBC and PBA Hall of Famer Amleto Monticelli, along with 5-time PBA titleist Bob Learn Jr. Those guys and their team will be featured here on BowlTV on May 21st, so just 2 days from today. They'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. local time. So that should definitely be exciting. Amleto getting back into the swing of things here. Still a solid competitor on the PBA 50 Tour. Now that he's eligible to bowl, he's making the most of it. Pollard sets up the 9th frame with a strike. He'll have a chance to be in the 240s here in game number 2. We'll see if Wellage can put up a double here in just a second. Great shot from Dave to set up the 10th. He's got 230s out there still. Let's see if they can put up a big 10th frame here in just a second. While we have a moment, we want to thank our Gold Industry partners, Columbia 300, Hammer, Kegel, and Storm, for their continued support of USBC championship events. over on lanes 9 and 10. They're in the 10th frame. Scudder and Bill Spigner finishing up right now. Definitely a little bit off pace after a pretty solid start in game number 1. You can see Scudder coming up on lane 9 in just a second here. He's left the washout in the 10th. Unable to run it down though. So that'll put him at 167 after a 2:14 start, and Bill will be in the 170s with a good count here. Delivers a strike for 172. Pretty good shot from Rick there, runs just a tad high, leaves the 4-pin. So I'll drop Rick's max score to 226. Welch can still get to 214 with a strike here. .213 for Dave Wellage, 223 for Rick Pollard, so nice 436 here in game 2. That'll give him to 793. So that means Simonson and Sleeper Jr. score 1409 will be safe, at least on our feature pair. We'll see what these guys have in store for game 3. Still a lot of pins to get out there. .197 for Vincent Tilson and 158 for Robbie Spigner over on 9 and 10. Actually got the chance to bowl against Robbie collegiately while he was at Indiana University. He put up some impressive showings there and also made a run at a few PBA telecasts a few years ago, but we mentioned it already, Robbie now working on the other side of the sport as a USBC board member. I believe he's also, don't quote me on this, but I believe he was the gentleman responsible for bringing a future to the sport to us. So definitely some great insight there. And all right, a few folks, some comments in the chat room. This is at the El Paso Convention Center, so we actually built these 62 lanes in here. Started in December, and about 8 weeks or so put this venue together just for the USBC Open Championships, along with the showcase lanes and Bowlers Journal Championships presented by USBC. So when it's all said and done, the tournament kicked off on March 7th. The tournament wraps up on July 12th. Almost as soon as that last squad is done, they'll start tearing this place down, and it'll just go back to being the El Paso Convention Center. And in about a week's time, this whole venue will be deconstructed. And out of all the materials that our crew is able to salvage, we hope to work with a local community partner such as Habitat for Humanity to get these materials back out into the community. Once again, if see someone use the term rent lanes, there is the opportunities for practice sessions at the or on the showcase lanes. If you want to get a look at the team oil condition, you can rent a lane up to 10 bowlers, or a pair of lanes, excuse me, for $150. So $15 a guy. And if you'd like to if you don't have 10 folks with you, but would still like the opportunity, you can rent a single lane for an hour up to 5 bowlers for $75. the Open Championships outside of being at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno and the new South Point Bowling Plaza in Las Vegas, which opened in 2014. The OC has been built out in a convention center setting for each of its 112 years. Started way back in 1901, the very first event in Chicago, Illinois. There's been a tournament tradition ever since. Obviously, the tournament continues to grow and accept new traditions. There wasn't automatic pin setters until 1957. Could you imagine that nowadays? Automatic scoring didn't make its way here until 1979. So the tournament always evolving. Great shot from Terry to kick off game 3 after some struggles in the second. Got a question about some of the equipment these guys are using out here today, and from my perspective, above the grandstand seating at the convention center, a little tough to see, so fortunately I can't give you a definite yes or no on what equipment these guys are throwing. Holy cow, it's Ronnie Horton, folks. Nation in the house. Ronnie, along with the rest of the Armstrong printing crew, will be taking to the lanes in just a few days, or I think tomorrow. They'll be taking their chance out here, looking to get to the 3368 number put up by Team NABR. We actually had that live here on BowlTV. Very exciting finish, so not only a great way to see how they played the lanes, but a chance to see some excitement as well. Brian Wallachek, Mike Rose Jr., and Rob Gotcha all delivering in the 10th to get to the number to surpass Junior Team USA support number 1, who was leading with 33.59. Junior Team USA didn't leave empty-handed, though. They're on top of the team all-event standings with 10,064. One member of that team, Anthony Lacaze, looking to make it 3 consecutive years with a title here. That group won the team all-events crown in 2013. Anthony followed it up with the individual all-events title back at the stadium last year. And if that score was able to hold on, Anthony would become just the 3rd bowler in tournament history to win a title in 3 consecutive years. Three-bagger for Dave Welledge here in game number 3. 179, 213 start for him. Along with USBC Hall of Famer Rick Pollard, probably going to put up a pretty solid number here. Looking pretty strong so far. In game 3, once again, don't go too far. We will have singles following this. So as soon as those scoreboards turn red, singles will be underway. So you get 6 games of these guys today. And we appreciate everybody's support. Nearly 300 live tuning in on a Tuesday afternoon, so we appreciate you taking some time out from of your busy work schedule to join us here. Glad everyone's having fun in the chat room as well. A lot of good discussion going on there. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer them, or if I don't, I'll do my best to make up an answer. Again, a long list of accomplishments brought us here today. Highlighted by USBC Hall of Famers Rick Pollard and Steve Fehr on our feature pair on 7 and 8. Over on 9 and 10, a few of their teammates as well, members of the USBC Hall of Fame, Don Scudder Jr. and Bill Spigner. So much talent, so few cameras. If you're curious about what these folks are bowling on, though, be sure to go to bowl.com/openchamp. You can look at, from there you can go to information and click on lane conditions. You can see both patterns used here for the 2015 event. This year's doubles and singles pattern, 39 feet. Team event, 38 feet. You can get a look at those. Laid down by the Kegel Flex machines, along with the Kegel Ice Oil. I have a question, is this a PBA oil pattern? It is not, but certainly challenging this year. Falls into the USBC sport compliant ratio. So you definitely need to be on your A game, work together as a team, and make some quality shots while you're out there. Great shot there from Brent Wellich. These guys from all over the Midwest. A few Cincinnati folks, 1 or 2 from Kentucky. Pollard's coming out of Indiana. Dave Wellich off to a strong start here as we start the 6th frame in Game 3 of doubles. All right, folks, we're going to have a special guest join us right now. You may have heard of him. He's got a nation of followers, so we would certainly hope a few of them tune in. And, yeah, without further ado, Ronnie Horton joining us in the live stream booth. Welcome to El Paso, Ronnie.
Aaron, thanks a lot, man. Am I working?
Sounds like you're good. I can hear you.
All
Hopefully
right,
the folks
definitely.
Hopefully the folks on BowlTV can hear you as well. So welcome. I know you got in town yesterday.
Yes. Good flight. Everything worked out great. It's a long day, but we got here.
So early impressions, obviously probably haven't been here 24 hours yet, but how are you liking El Paso so far?
Oh, I'm loving it. It's about 90 degrees, and everybody's real friendly. We've had some Mexican dinner last night, but got a pretty good deal. I'm staying with my friend Matt Miller, who's got a house here. So I get the accommodations of a home feel, and plus, having to have the insight on everything that's good in town. So it's really helped out.
Matt Miller, of course. I mentioned him. I see him everywhere now. So it's.
Yeah, Matt's a really good guy. I met him out on the PBA tour when he was doing the lanes. Tommy Jones introduced me to him, and then he opened up his doors to Doug Becker and I, and it was an awesome thing. So. It's always a good thing to get the feel of, outside of a hotel room. We stay in those enough, so.
30 clean, ordination.
Oh, gosh, here we go.
Dave Armstrong in attendance as well.
The Chicago crew is loud. That's where you're from, right?
That's just outside of Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana.
You're mild-mannered compared to these guys, so I kind of fit in with them.
I was going to say, you're better with the nation of followers coming here. But, Ronnie, I believe you guys are taking to the lanes tomorrow night, right?
Yes.
Team event?
Well, 5 o'clock tomorrow and 1 o'clock Thursday for singles and doubles.
All right.
Just excited as anyone else. We're fired up, and just the whole atmosphere here is great. And, I love the Civic Center, Convention Center feel. I love the stadium also, but definitely there's something, my first few tournaments was always at a convention center, and you look forward to walking in, seeing the booths, and checking out the big scoreboards, and it's just the greatest tournament of the year.
It certainly is something else, and for those folks who have never got the chance, be sure to put that on your bucket list for a bowling trip. And of course, the 2016 event going to the world famous National Bowling Stadium.
Yes, back home, back to Reno, which, you know, Reno gets a bad rap, but we still got to remember that they're the ones who want us, and they've done us well, and they provide a lot of things for the bowlers. And again, I love to see every parts of the country, but we got to take what we can get, and Reno is a great place to take once they give it to you. So.
Certainly so. Reno, the home away from home for the Open Championships, will be back in 16, then off to Vegas in 2017 at the brand new South Point Bowling
Very excited
Plaza.
about that, yes.
Have you made it out there yet, Ronnie? Have you gotten a chance to see it? Or
I haven't seen. I'm going out to Bowl Expo in June, so I'm looking forward to seeing the stadium and getting a view of it. And Vegas is so awesome, and that's just a great thing to have that stadium built for the bowlers. And, it's just going to be a great trip to look forward to every 3 years. I guess it'd probably be around that mixture. Looking forward to staying on the East Coast too. Syracuse coming up.
Syracuse coming up in 2018.
That was my highest finish ever, is in Syracuse. So I got fond memories of that in 1999. So we're looking forward to going back. And
way back then?
Oh yeah.
Man, you're getting up there.
This is my 20th year, man. I'm ancient. Well, that's why I hang out with Dave Armstrong and Ron Davis and Doug Becker, all these old guys. I'm the young guy, so it makes me feel younger.
You're the kid in the crew. Gotcha.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of old, we're watching the great old bowlers here from Cincinnati. These guys are amazing and grew up getting beat up by them and still get beat by them. It's tough.
Old is such a rough word, though. We like to use experienced here. The veteran group.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Featuring
veteran is a great word.
Definitely some, and we've already gone through all the accomplishments. Steve, a 5-time champion here.
Yes.
And a Masters title. And, of course, Rick and Ron Pollard, along with Don Scudder and Bill Spigner and Jerry Kessler, putting up that 10,000.
Mr. Eagle, yeah, we miss him this year. He came out last year and drove out, I believe, so to Reno. He actually took care of Doug and I with some plane tickets, and we miss old Kessler. He's always a good time. These guys, what I mainly remember from them was the World Team Challenge days. And when we were coming up, the Abbott the Fox team was amazing. It was Dave Wellage and the Pollards. Scudder bowled with them some. Pete Weber actually bowled with them some. And they were always at the top, and they were the standard. You tried to beat them. And then the team that I was on, that actually when we finally won a World Team Challenge, we beat Dave Wellage and the Pollards in Erlanger, Kentucky, which is outside of Cincinnati. But we felt like once we got past them that it was, downhill from there. There was always the standard, like I said.
That's true. Certainly a lot of excitement from those days, and yeah, there's nothing quite like team bowling. And
team bowling, unbelievably great. Honestly, I wish there was 2 of these a year. I mean, as prestigious as this tournament is, and that's what really makes it prestigious, is you only get 1 shot. I just wish we could have 2, because I just enjoy the atmosphere and the competition. I mean, it's it's the best. Period.
And of course, I caught up with you guys a little bit earlier, Bowling Bowlers Journal Championships, 1 or 2 squads of that, and
yep.
I believe you guys have a practice session later on tonight.
Yes, we practice at 8 o'clock tonight, and getting a lot of bowling in the first day, and that's good. It gets you loose, and gives you different views of what you've been practicing on. I know personally back home, we've put the patterns down, but we can't get it exactly right. These machines out here with the oil, the ice oil, and plus the drop brushes with the stripping techniques. I'm seeing way more hook out here than I've seen at home, and that's the way it is every year. But especially with the shorter, flatter patterns this year, you're seeing eye-opening hook that you have to account for and figure out how to get your ball to read the right way, and that's going to be the key. I love to throw it hard, but if you throw it hard and get around the side of it, you have issues. It's going to be some nasty combinations left if you do that.
After all these years, we certainly don't expect that from you and your talented bunch. So
we're excited to bowl. We love bowling with each other, and like I said, we got a game plan. We got some similar styles. We got our token lefty and Doug Becker. So we plan on having fun and doing what we do. So
Matt Cannizzaro falling into that role as well this year, the lone lefty, when he takes to the lanes in June 19th. So I'm sure he'll be getting in Doug's ear
Matt
about
definitely, those left-handers, they have a way of keeping up with other left-handers. So I'm sure he's taking notes on, it's really not even fair to watch Matt McNeil bowl because he's not human. So you have to watch other left-handers that are from the planet Earth and take notes that way and figure out how to adjust your style to what they're doing right or wrong. So Matt will figure it out. He's throwing great bowling balls at the Mebonite International, so a little plug there. But hi, boo. But yeah, we love what you and Matt do, man. You guys make the tournament so much more credible and again just prestigious. It's awesome.
Oh, we appreciate the kind comments, and once again, Ronnie Horton joining us.
Getting back to the bowlers, let's look at Dave Wellich here. This style right here, he's a tough competitor, old school. And the cat come out. My fault, Dave. Great shot. His brother Brent, fun guys.
Tough break there for Dave. Ringing the 10-pin, who was working on 4 in a row. Rick Pollard, though, we'll get to see him in just a second.
Rick he's the bull of the group, man. He is a stud. And he's always been the guy who, when they need it, he'll throw it, get it done. They're another great team and has everybody, in line of knowing their role and how they do it. Dave's the leadoff guy, gets them fired up. You got Rick as the striker, and Scudder is the energy. Always throws it when he needs it.
Up the gutter, Scudder.
Yes, sir.
USBC Hall of Famer is pretty much won about everything. He's got a few Peterson Classics under his belt. Hoinky as well, yep. And
Eliminator. I believe he won the Eliminator one.
And, of course, 3 titles here at the Open Championships.
Yes.
And I know, Ronnie, that's still on your bucket list here.
Oh, it's everything. I mean, I can't explain how much we want to win one of those. I mean, to get close a couple times and as a team and to see the guys win, I mean, and how they react. I mean, you just dream of that day. And you're right, it is the bucket list for me. Granted, I would love to make a national TV show on the PBA Tour, but those are few and far between, and the talent is unbelievable. And things change in your life, and you bowl less, and family grows up, and spend more time with them, and which is great. But this tournament is something that we look forward to, and like I said, it's a one-shot deal. You want to win it. Rather win team or team all events, but want to win a Eagle.
Once again, Ronnie will get that opportunity starting tomorrow. Is one chance at it. Bowling with the Armstrong printing crew, mostly out of Chicago. You're out of Virginia.
Yes.
How'd that happen? How'd you get put together with
funny.
these guys?
We have always bowled against each other, either in, like I said, World Team Challenges, or Doug and I competed against each other in PBA South tournaments. And it was funny. One year we were bowling the Masters, and this was in the old PBA message boards was the thing to do, before Facebook. The thing to get on, vent and talk and laugh and make fun of people, blah, blah, blah. But Dave Armstrong, Bruce Falcon, Doug Becker, and I were on the same pair. And we constantly are on the message boards, backwards and forth, talking. And we were joking about that. Nice shot, Brent.
Great cover there by Brent.
And after 2006, we just decided, we talked about it, and we got together, and Doug and Dave had bowled on the same squad against each other for years, and then decided that, we all tend to play the lanes alike and have the same likes and personalities, and we thought it'd be fun. We got together in 2007, and, we filled in a couple pieces here and there, but definitely enjoyed the camaraderie. These guys are hilarious, and that helps. Keeping it loose, someone's in your corner all the time. It's a good time.
Some great insight there, Mr. Horton. We appreciate you letting us know how you got along with these band of misfits. So
exactly. But then again, I'm the hillbilly Chicagoan, they call me. So I'm loud, and I kind of fit in with Dave. Dave and I are. It's the irony is his son is named Ronnie, which, I guess I'm too old to be his son, but he is older than me. I'm not.
He does have you by a few years. So.
Yes. Actually, I'm the only one under 50. No, Jeff Finauskas is under 50. These guys are not wanting to bowl in any side tournaments with me because I'm not old enough. I don't know. I don't understand.
That's true.
They missed out today, so I bowled pretty good.
Definitely some great opportunities over at the Bowlers Journal to take advantage of that senior status, if you will, and of course in the tournament brackets as well. Century doubles always a popular option. And
I'm getting old enough. We had one guy bowl, Denny Campbell. I don't know if you remember Denny. Denny was old enough that I could actually get the century doubles with him, but he doesn't bowl with us any longer, so I still got a few years to catch up. But the century doubles is a great opportunity to, just to take advantage of bowling with other people. You got your doubles partner, and of course you're always focusing on that, but it's always fun to have a little backup, little side action to help out.
Absolutely, and we're sure these guys probably taking advantage of that here. Some of these guys pushing 35, 40 years at the tournament. I believe Steve Fehr, this is number 43, I want to say.
I tell you, I watched Steve bowl last night, and I honestly, with the way he was playing the lanes and the surface, I was just questioning it. I didn't think that it would be successful, and there's just a difference between Hall of Famers. I mean, and he made it look really good. I mean, he shot 620 or 630, and it's like I said, the Hall of Fame credential and just that Hall of Fame persona. He's just a great bowler, great ambassador, great guy, nice. He's in the bowling business. He definitely is someone to look up to for sure.
All right, nice 235 finish from Rick Pollard. That'll give him to 653, so they're going to have a number well inside the cash. They'll fall a little bit short of 1,300, but 1280, a real nice number here in 2015.
Absolutely. Dave had the solid 10 in the ninth. That would have definitely helped. But it's so tedious to shoot big scores here. I mean, just to get that extra hit. I mean, the guys who win deserve it, but man, do you got to have some luck. I mean, it's.
All right, I guess if there's ever a place for a 5 count, might as well take it there. 230, 622.
1275. Very good.
1275, nice even number there, so solid effort. See if they take that momentum over to singles as well.
Matt would have been nice to see Alan Runkle bowl last night. Alan bowled really well in the team event. Again, they're just tough on the left side, and like I said, you can't really count Matt, but Alan bowled really well last night. Had a couple chances to shoot bigger score, and played the lanes tough. And again, Doug hopefully took some notes and watched it, but it's a battle for them on the sporter patterns. It's you get the breakdown eventually, but he's a really good bowler, bowled well for a lot of years. So again, I keep sounding like they're so old. I shouldn't. A lot of years, mature, same difference,
They just got an earlier start at this than we did, so that's all
exactly
it was.
Right.
So.
Exactly right. You're a pup, though. What are you, 20, 25, 26?
Oh, you're a good man, Ronnie Horton.
I am the Southern gentleman. I can schmooze with the best of them. You've got to be under 30. Though.
The accent fits the part. I actually am turning 31 this year. So.
Wow. Very good.
But I appreciate the sentiment.
Brent Welledge. That's a good guy right there. The Welledges are great people. He bowled great last night. I tell you, I think he shot 650 or 660, but
right around there, yep.
Could have had at least 690, 700, and I won a little side money on him last night, betting my friends. Always love to take money from your friends, and he helped out. He struck a lot when I needed him to. So. Uncharacteristic right there.
Yeah, he's had unfortunately a few single pins that got away today, and definitely a rough outing here in doubles for Steve, but still got 3 games to go, so.
That's what's great about it. It's always that next game. Something great could happen. these guys are used to stepping up to the moment. So if the opportunity comes about, I'm sure they'll walk right through that door, pushing it down.
All right, we'll get our final few shots here of doubles. Screens will flip over to red, and we'll be on our way into singles. We'll let Brent and Terry finish up.
All right, Matt. Aaron, everybody gives me so much crap about my selfies. We got to do a live stream selfie.
Uh-oh.
We'll be Facebook Live here in just a minute.
Facebook Live with Ronnie Horton. It's a dream come true. I saw the one with Amigo Man yesterday, so
oh yeah,
to be in that company is is up there. So gonna get so many notifications, Ronnie.
It's gonna blow up.
But
you ready? I'm gonna
I guess
tag you.
I guess I had that coming though after my comment the other day. So
That's funny. There's the young Pollard, the next great Pollard that's going to be dominating everything.
we're going to get our as many Pollards as we can handle in the next few days.
Absolutely. RJ he's growing into his own, man. He's got a great pedigree, that's for sure. His dad and Rick are, like I said, legends.
Absolutely.
They've won everything that you can think about.
Definitely a great household to grow up in to further his game, and we'll get to see Ron Jr. Just a few days, along with Steve's kid, Jeff.
Yeah.
We'll have their doubles and singles on May 23rd.
Jeff he's so good. He's actually got his own name now. He used to be Steve's son. Now he's just Jeff Fehr.
Oh, that's always
Willie.
Always a good thing when you actually get to use your own name. So
I tell you, think about how hard it is to grow up in those shoes and to have to, to always be judged by your father's accomplishments. And all of those kids, the Pollards, Jeff, Fehr, they just treat the game so well. Got grace, so polite and just nice. And they welcome the challenge of being their sons, and they're proud of their fathers. And it shows because great success comes to them because they do life the right way. And I tell you, it's always fun to watch them compete.
now I'm really looking forward to the one on May 23rd because I'm gonna call Matt Cannizzaro out on a story he's told over the years. I don't know if you've heard it or not, Ronnie, but I believe it was back in 2006. Matt and Lucas Wiseman got the opportunity to head to Cincinnati right around Hoinky weekend.
Okay. Super Hoinky weekend?
Super Hoinky weekend, and Matt had just had a few bowling balls with him and decided to bowl the tournament at the last second, and all of a sudden he just kept winning matches. And I believe in the round of 8 he ended up drawing Jeff, and obviously Hoinky takes place in Cincinnati, and Jeff being the hometown favorite son. And I've heard Matt tell this story a handful of ways, and every time he tells it, there's more and more folks.
It's that fish story. It keeps getting bigger.
Exactly.
Bigger,
First
bigger.
it was, Steve and Nancy watching, and then, a few of the Cincinnati bowlers were there, and then it was the entire house was rooting against him, and then.
Now, what I heard, the mayor came down.
The mayor came down. The Reds came down. The Bengals. Everyone in the.
That's great.
Metropolis of Cincinnati was there rooting against Matt. So we'll be sure to.
Now, Matt, that's who I heard Matt Cannizzaro the first time. That name, I was like, wow, never heard of that guy. That's a great finish in that tournament. Oh my gosh.
Ended up finishing second to Jason Queen.
Yep.
Missed Jason out here a few.
$1,000,000 is like a PBA title in my book.
But so I always like giving Matt a hard time about that story. So we'll be sure to do that on the air as well on that May 23rd show. So.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure you and Matt have a good repertoire of getting on each other's case a little bit.
It's the only way we can put up with each other after this long. So
I could imagine 4 or 5 months straight. I'd have to had to be some constant ribbing and practical jokes.
We definitely keep it light. And
so now you're backwards and forth between Reno and here, or are you still going to be doing that?
right now I'm, for the most part, full-time out of El Paso until the tournament wraps up, and then I'll head back to Dallas-Fort Worth and Arlington to headquarters. But Matt actually will be heading out to Reno at the end of May for a few live streams, and then I'll be there at the end of June as the tournament wraps up.
Good deal.
Of course,
El Paso is this, and again, I love the area so far and the atmosphere, but it was as hard to get to as Reno. It's one of those cities that's way out. You never realized it until.
It's definitely tucked away here, but
the great thing is I've never been here. So this is the first time I've bowled in a city since 2000 that I've never been in. So that's always a great thing to see different parts of the country. And
certainly so. And first time the tournament itself has been to El Paso in 112 years, and it's definitely a little bit of challenge you can hear, but from many, many, many reports, it's worth it when it's all said and done. So hopefully the experience.
So far, I'm having a blast, and like I said, the weather's great. I'm from Virginia, Southwest Virginia. We're just now starting to get warm weather, so when I get 90 degrees, I'm loving it.
Once again, this is Aaron Smith alongside Ronnie Horton joining us today. Matt Cannizzaro off in Green Bay getting ready for the USBC Queens coming up in just a few hours. That show will be live
I'm going to have
at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Ronnie, you got anyone you'll be pulling for in that show?
I tell you, Liz Johnson is one of my favorite bowlers of all time, so it's hard not to root for Liz. I love her game, love her as a person. She's just a great human, and it's hard not to pull for her, but, I definitely like to see the Ebonite balls do well, but Liz is a favorite. And, it's just going to be a great show. It's just great for the women to I know it's got to be a thrill to know that there's more after this for them. The Queens is every year, and Chris, they all gear up for that one, but then after that they have a letdown. Now they got a tour to look forward to, and I know it's just going to be great. I've personally loved watching women bowl since I was a kid, because any bowling on television is good to me, but to see the best compete in any sport, that's just nothing like it. And you're going to see so many names that you never heard of before step into the spotlight. Tania Falbo from Maryland Eastern Shore, she's a young bowler. I've competed against her in team tournaments and singles tournaments, and she just is incredible. And I know to have a tour for them to grow in and showcase their skills. And, they're obviously better bowlers than men anyway. Just technically they're perfect. So it's going to be a great thing. I look forward to watching on Extra Frame, and definitely watching. We'll tape it tonight because we have our team practice. But give the girls something to shoot for.
Absolutely, and you mentioned Tania Falbo. She'll actually be on BowlTV when she comes to Bowl the Open a little bit later on, I think at the end of June. So
she's got a really good team. Like I said, they compete. We have a team challenge in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, twice a year. Chris Hans hosts this tournament, and it is based off the old World Team Challenge format. We bowl 3 games on a short pattern, 3 games on a medium pattern, usually flat, and then every team comes back on Sunday and bowls 24 games of round-robin match play. And it's just incredible. You get all of this for $120 per bowler. Pays $5,000 for first, and you just see so many great bowlers that you might not ever see because, again, they don't get a chance to compete in that team atmosphere. But it really brings out, different attributes to bowling where you got to step up and do your part. And team bowling, again, it's great. Tania's team has bowled twice, I believe. Bobby Benton, her, and AJ Rice, who's a two-hander who is unbelievably sick, can strike as much as anybody as I've seen, other than Matt McNeil maybe. But yeah, he's a great bowler, and it's going to be a good view. I'm sure that the live stream will be good.
We're definitely looking forward to that. And if you want to see our schedule coming up at bowl.com/livestream, we have all of them up there. Matt Cannizzaro told me to do it. We only had it through May, so we got all the June and July shows up as well. Now, bowl.com/livestream. We're in game 1 right now of singles featuring USBC Hall of Famers Rick Pollard and Steve Fehr. Ronnie Horton joining us in the booth. The number these guys are shooting for is 793. Ronnie Sparks Jr. posted that number just a few weeks ago.
Well,
definitely a big number, but
hard to beat.
It's going to be hard to beat, and
It's until you get out there and compete. Like I bowled the Bowler's Journal just now, and it's theoretically close to this. I bowled pretty well, and I was 90 short. I mean, it's going to be a feat to shoot 800 on this condition. I definitely believe it can be done because we've got so much great bowlers coming still. But like I said, everything's got to line up. Stars have got to be perfect. You got to break the lanes down the right way. You got to get a couple breaks. But hopefully it's us.
Certainly so. Ronnie, the Armstrong printing crew, taken to the lanes just a few days. Got an Eagle winner or two on in your group. Rick Fehr, I know. Captured doubles
and
not too.
Keith Klink, doubles champions. Definitely, speaking to them, it's one of those things that they might not have realized how special it was when they got it. And then, again, it's kind of like I use the analogy of bowling a 300. I bowled a 300 when I was 17 and didn't do it again for 8 years. And you think it's just going to happen. I mean, they won that tournament probably, I believe, 15 or 16 years ago. And, to get it, how hard it is to get back to that. So when you see multiple winners, you're amazed. Stand in that spotlight, and come through. But yeah, Rick and Keith, they don't bowl doubles together anymore, which is bizarre. I mean, I would assume if I won with anyone, we would bowl together for the rest of the night. But this team is pretty loose. Everybody gets along, and we've bowled 9 years. I've bowled with 8 different doubles partners.
Oh wow!
I've enjoyed, either one. Nobody really has a preference. We just try to, give everybody a chance to maybe get a different look and roll the dice and see what happens.
All right, Ronnie, we got a few folks checking in the chat room.
Oh boy,
Mike Flanagan stopping by saying hello, along with Tyson Brannigan.
Tyson Brannigan. Tyson's going to be mean to me, but I like Tyson. He's a great bowler and pro shop guy, and he can definitely set some numbers out here that range up at the top. So he'll have his shot. He won't have Tom Doherty this year to lean on to make all that money for him, but I'm sure he can do it on his own.
Tyson's held his own out here, 823, I believe, in the team event back in 2006 or 2007.
Oh yeah, that's when he was an Arizona bowler though. He needs to, he's moved to Texas and kind of took a step back. He works too much, probably for Dino.
Thank you guys for checking in. Of course, everyone for tuning in to BowlTV, taking some time out on your Tuesday afternoon. Now, I know when you're working at the shop, you got us on all the time, right?
Absolutely. You know what, though? I cannot get onto the chat. Something is wrong with my computer, and I'm not very technically sound with computers, but if I click on it, it just kicks me off. So I haven't been able to get on the chat, but there's a lot of fun times in that chat. So I can imagine what's being said now. So bowlers are funny people. They can be mean, but most of the time they're funny.
Had a pretty good crowd so far today, so apparently I was correct with that. So glad I didn't short you any pins, Tyson.
I'm sure he didn't make any money in brackets that night. 820 in team event, that's not good for much. But
all right,
Alan Runkle here. He's got a turkey. Tell you what, he's bowled super well this week so far, so hopefully he can. And, of course, the cat got him. And he throws it right-handed. I didn't jinx him. It's kind of breaks you need.
Absolutely. Part of the excitement of. Man, you're getting all the accolades up here.
Absolutely.
Wellich says that's a team challenge shot right there.
That's the one you need. That's the backbreaker.
But absolutely part of the fun and excitement of making a run here. Obviously, you got to make a lot of good shots, cover your spares, and take advantage of the breaks when you get them. So we'll see if Alan can turn that into something a little bit more here.
Nice shot.
I think it's
been an Eagle winner himself, right?
Terry, yep. He's was part of the 1982 team along with Don Scudder and Steve Fehr, and he was also a doubles champion.
Fantastic. Double eagle winner. Nice.
So back in '93, get this.
That's a name that I pride myself on being a fan of bowling and keeping up with names, and I never really knew his name, but that's instant credibility in my book. I mean,
that's true. That little eagle holds a lot of weight.
Absolutely.
But back in '93, Terry and his doubles partner, I had it written down somewhere here, but they shot 1498 to win the title, and they had to share it with 2 other teams. So
that would be awesome. I've often said that. I don't care if it costs me money or not. The more the merrier. Just give me my eagle. And if we win and we shared it with other people, fantastic.
That's, of course, a big sentiment here, and we've had a few folks say it over the year. The money gets spent, but the eagle and the memory lasts forever. So
absolutely.
But the money's nice, too.
Oh, money doesn't hurt. I tell you, that was a funny story when we made a run in 2010, and we got so close, and we're a couple hits away from taking the lead at the time. And if we take the lead, we still got to sit and wait, but it would have wound up winning. So we left in 3rd place, 1 hit away from 2nd, and we got beat twice by less than 10 pins. And we joked that, we always say it's not about the money, but the difference between 5th and 2nd was, $4,000 a person. So if we're not going to win, we want the money too.
Certainly exciting run, and we've gotten to see a few of those here this year, most notably in the team event. Team NABR having the unbelievable finish.
Oh, I watched that. That was incredible.
Ryan Wolochek, Mike Rose, and Rob Gottschall all delivering doubles to just sneak by the number by Junior Team USA support.
Things like that, them ending that game like that, is what is talked about for years to come. And honestly, I'd love to beat it, but that number is going to be really hard to beat if you think of what they did to get to that number. And I often call that team the human ATM machines. All 5 of those guys are world class, but again, they had to have every strike out of the last 4 bowlers, and that's the kind of things that win, and you talk about it. If you shoot 33.68 and you chop a spare in the 10th frame, you don't win. But if you shoot 33.68 and you strike out, you win. And that's the way I've seen bowling karma work with the bowling gods. And, they sure came through, everyone.
If you want to check out that archive, we did catch that on BowlTV live, just like you're watching live right now. So be sure to check that out when you finish up here today. Be sure to check this one out again to hear the smooth stylings of Ronnie Horton joining us
the
in
mouth
the booth.
of the South, as Patrick Allen calls me, so I can talk a lot. So if I start annoying you, just tell me.
Not at all. I appreciate you helping me out here and taking some time out.
Yeah, the solo act is hard, I would assume.
It's these guys definitely give us a lot to talk about. Long histories here at the Open and in other events as well, but we certainly appreciate the support today. So
no problem.
I'm sure the folks at home never get tired of Horton Nation making his presence here. So,
I love bowling and I got a passion for it, so I can talk about it a lot. So, especially when you're watching guys like this. I mean, you think of someone as good as Robbie Spigner. He's kind of lost in the shuffle here with all of this crew. I mean, as great as he is, he's surrounded by greatness, so it's tough. And his dad is a legend, and that's another one having to live up in the footsteps of just more bowling mortality.
Absolutely. It ended up being kind of a tough decision to decide who we were actually going to show today, because obviously with doubles and singles, we could only show 6. That's an unbelievable 10-person group, so unfortunately we had to leave a few guys off, but that's
oh yes, that's true. People can't see him. I'm used to extra frame. You can kind of see the pair to the right or left, so forgot about that. But yeah, Scudder and Robbie and Bill, great bowlers. Another great tandem, Bob Learn and Amleto Monticelli. I seen them yesterday.
That's right.
That's a great duo right there.
Yeah, Amleto, a USBC and PBA Hall of Famer, obviously back in the early 90s, or late 80s, early 90s. I was just a kid back then, so I might get the years mixed up. But just dominant force on the tour, and has stayed strong. And now that he's reached senior status. I've been a terror on the PBA 50 Tour as well. And
Amleto is one of my early heroes, or guys I look up to. Him and Pete Weber and Dave Husted and Marshall Holm. I mean, the guys in the 80s, of course. But to finally meet Amleto and to find out how nice he is, and it was just a treat, because again, you never know when you meet people for the first time. But Amleto, got every chance I had to talk to him. He's always smiling, and again, he's just world class, great bowler.
And once again, it's like you knew what to talk about. Perfect lead into our next live stream broadcast coming up May 21st.
It's called a segue.
It's a segue, yes, for people in the business. Ronnie Horton lives at them. But Amleto Monticelli, along with Bob Learn Jr., are going to be featured right here on BowlTV. Their team event, May 21st, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. local time, so be sure to check that out on BowlTV. So, Ronnie, once again, you led me into 2 of them already today. So,
hey, that's my job. I'm here to help you, buddy. But no, I was real happy to find out we're not bowling the same time as them. So we got a lot of senior bowlers on our teams, and we don't want them clashing with those guys.
All right, we're at the halfway point here in Game 1 of singles. Had a nice performance by Dave Wellage and Rick Pollard in doubles, hitting 1275, 653 from Rick and 622 from Dave. They paced the pair here on 7 and 8. Let's see if these other guys can put on a show for us here in singles.
Dave getting a lot of bad breaks, a lot of 10 pins. And again, it's such a tricky and tough condition. You don't want to give the pocket away. If you're hitting the pocket, it's kind of tough to leave. I mean, you want to strike, but the worst thing you could do is get impatient and try to force something that's not there. And if you do, it can go south quick. So I can definitely feel his pain when he's leaving those 10 pins, because as a competitor, he wants to strike. That's what we do. You got to know your atmosphere. You got to know what you're playing on, and grind.
Some great insight there from Mr. Horton. Kids, take notes. Although I have to ask, Ronnie, you mentioned all those guys you enjoyed looking up to as a kid, and I don't think any of them taught you that leg kick, though.
What's that?
I don't think any of them taught you that leg kick, though, did they?
No. That is absolutely a Horton trademark. I don't know why I do it. I have pictures of me bowling, 13 years old, doing that. I would never, ever teach someone to do that. But I learned a long time ago that I can't not do it. I am my own guy. And bowling is one of those great sports that if you can repeat it, you can be successful. And I've put a lot of time and a lot of work into trying to be repeatable. And again, I'm not the if I don't bowl, if I don't practice, I'm in trouble. So I have to constantly practice. But yeah, that leg kick is, I have no idea. But I've had numerous people come up and say, they enjoy watching me bowl. So that's a good thing. And I've also been compared to 5 or 6 different type of birds. The crane, the eagle, the drunken chicken, you name it, I've been named a bird. So it's all in good fun. Like I said, I can take it and give it. So
never had the chance to watch Ronnie bowl. It's definitely a fun experience, but when you strike as much as you do, you can bowl however you want. So,
well, I tell you, I like to make spares. That's where I'm trying to. Like the 30 clean today, I made some not really super hard spares, but again, it's one of those conditions. You just try to leave yourself you can make. But yeah, we hope to strike a lot in team event. We're very excited. That's our favorite event. And again, plays into people who can throw it hard. We might not have the rev rates that some of the teams have, but we can definitely throw it hard, and we're going to try to do what we do and create some excitement for us and whoever else wants to watch. But we'll have fun regardless. So.
We would expect nothing less. Matt Cannizzaro will be getting back in town just in time to possibly write that story. So,
hey, I'd love for him to do it. Nice shot by Steve. He switched balls, got something a little shinier in his hand, and had a good strike last frame and just couldn't get that ball to go through. But no, John Gaines said that, and that is definitely the fact. If they take your picture and write something about you, then you had a good trip. So that's always the goal.
And once again, folks, if you see the camera guy coming down, it's a good thing, not a bad thing. So it's always kind of hit or miss when, especially when someone's making a run. It's, having the tripod and the camera up there, folks, give you a look over like, what on earth are you doing here? And
yep.
But when those moments go well, and it's something you can capture, and
absolutely.
Jason Thomas has put together a few of our videos, done a great job on those too.
Jason's a great talent, I tell you. He always done well with the PBA, and I followed Jason when he was doing the old gutter talk or whatever he used to do with talk show, where he also had like a little cartoon character. But anyway, he loves bowling, and he's very skilled with creating atmosphere and presentation. When you lost Matt, Lawson, that was a great pickup to find him. So certainly. Again, the whole thing with the camera is it gives the viewers at home and the fans of USBC just a little insight of how someone played the lanes when they're successful. So it always helps. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Certainly about the emotion as well. A lot of great.
Absolutely.
Getting to see a lot of great things. Obviously, we talked a lot about Matt McNeil today, and definitely an emotional moment, and getting to see him, just take it all in when it was all said and done, and spend the time with his teammates.
Absolutely.
Big hug from each guy. It was.
Matt definitely
special.
Understands this tournament and what it takes to be, successful. But he also understands the meaning of sharing it with his team, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you want to win with your team. I mean, he's definitely got his own individual accolades, but to achieve with your friends or guys you've looked up to, that's everything. And again, he has done it in so many different venues and times. It truly is not human. And I pull for him every time because he just understands it. He understands what it's about. I try to. I'm just not as skilled as him, but I definitely will appreciate it if I ever win. Like, he definitely appreciates everything that the tournament has offered him and, basically given him.
Of course, McNeil on top of the all-event standings, 22-26. Did that with a big 280 game. Needed 235 to get there to surpass Rob Gottschall, his 2181.
I feel for Rob, Rob is a unbelievable bowler, great guy, always in contention at any place he's at, and you like to see those guys succeed because they put so much into it, and he loves the game, and he's so great. But again, what Matt done, it's hard to really. And Matt, I don't know if you've seen the Facebook post, Matt put the text message that Rob sent him, and it was just pure class, and that's Rob Gottschall, man. He's a tough competitor, but he understands what Matt has done to succeed, and he can respect it.
Yeah, we got a chance to talk to Rob a little bit afterwards. We had our defending singles champion the following day.
I listened. It was great, yeah.
And Rob came in for about a game or so, game and a half, and we actually got to see Lewis Jenkins Jr. make another run at a perfect game here at the Open Championships.
That's great.
Nice break there on the 6-8 for Runkle.
Rob's my boss now at Ebonite International, so I definitely got to kiss his butt. No, he definitely Lewis Jenkins. Again, the whole atmosphere of walking out, collecting your watch and your name, and to be able to step up and throw 9 in a row, is just again, that's the kind of stuff that really people don't understand until you have to do it. I mean, he bowled great that first. I mean, the irony is that he struggled so much last year in in doubles, and then bowled so great in singles. And this year he come out firing, and it was a great opening game. He wound up shooting 7.
Had a small 700 in doubles when it was all said and done.
700 on this is a really good ball.
Singles didn't go quite the way he would have liked, but you talked about just the teammates working together, and one of his teammates came out of the gates firing, and actually going into the last game was 500 plus and had a legitimate shot to maybe make a run if he got off to a good start. So,
and that's every squad has that opportunity. That's what makes this tournament so amazing.
And Lewis decided he probably could have moved in with him, another right-hander, and he said, you know what, no, this is your time. You're in the position.
That's great.
You helped me out last year when I made my run, and he kind of sacrificed his own single set, if you will, to let his one of his teammates make a run. So
absolutely.
And Charles Vachon, McNeil told us as well. Along the same lines, going into singles, he knew Matt had a good look and had a chance. So Charles kind of just tried to do whatever he could to help out the situation instead of maybe looking at his own score. And Charles Vachon, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet,
absolutely.
too. So.
And that's the type of people that you want to be surrounded with. This team tournament is literally 9 games of all team. It's so easy to sit and see your totals in singles or all events, but you're working. If you come out here with the proper mentality, your goal is team all events, and that's every game of everything, and just trying to make your team better. And, like I said, those guys, they know what to do. There's so many great teams in this tournament, and they're definitely at the top.
It's definitely exciting to get a chance to see pretty much all of them come through here, and of course El Paso, the first-time host city.
Celebrity walking the floor, Eagle winner Rick Hara.
Rick Hara
with
sighting.
the confused look on his face, but that's my teammate. Now, these guys, they're comical, to say the least. Alan, hold that. Just reared up a little bit, got the head up, and made the ball kind of dive in. That's all it takes is one little discrepancy, and it's tough to strike.
All right, we're in the foundation frame here of game number 1. Rick Pollard putting up some strikes again after an early open. All these guys kind of settling in a little bit more. Doubles probably didn't quite go as well as they all would have hoped, but once again, a brand new event. We talked about Lewis Jenkins a little bit. Improved nearly 300 pins without really doing too much. The lanes just kind of finally came to him, and
that's amazing.
After 5:27, I believe,
I was amazed, and again, much respect. I mean, 820 at the USBCs, but like you said, 300 pins. That's just that's taking advantage of the moment and definitely coming through. Like I said, you don't back into no eagle. He earned it.
Certainly the ability to have a short memory, too. Very important. Not only frame by frame.
I've never had a chance to meet him, but his demeanor is very loose, and I'm sure he's a great pleasure to bowl with. You got to have that. No one bowls good every time, and how you interact if you're bowling bad is crucial. So.
Lewis is a great guy. I got a chance to talk to him for the first time after he finished up this year. Matt Cannizzaro gave me the day off last year when he made his run in singles, so I was excited.
So he can thank you for not being here. So.
Exactly.
In true Chicago form, you were bad luck for everybody else. So
I keep telling Dean Billings that he was, when he shot his 800 and 300 back in 13, and I had known Dean for ages, working for Ace Mitchell.
Yes.
He's was our distributor up in Northwest Indiana, so anytime he was in town, we used to have sweepers that Dean would bowl, and he would always win and then leave town and would let the rest of us have a chance at winning. But I was actually eating at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Rio, Nevada, and all of a sudden Matt gives me a text. He's like, just had an 800. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Yes. He's like, I didn't even realize he shot 300 the last game, and didn't realize he was making the turn at 500 plus. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, who was it? Dean Billings. You're kidding me. So I rushed down there afterwards, and Dean was bowling the Bowler's Journal right afterwards, so obviously still putting the hard work in and getting ready. And Dean ended up taking second in all events that year to John Zerbinski. So
yeah, that was a tough year. I mean, that was, I believe, 2012. Was that what?
That was 13.
Okay, 13. Yeah, the scores, nice shot by Rick, nice shot. But the scores that year were, high compared to this tournament, but still not super high. But I think it's the first year we did the fresh conditions, and that definitely brought the scoring pace down. So anytime that you got to start off breaking down the lanes the correct way, it's going to bring the scores down. So since 2013, you've seen the singles be a little bit lower than normal because there used to be years that you could get on a really good pair and really take advantage of it. But, definitely helps to be a team in that situation. So
again, the Open Championships always evolving.
Beautiful. There he goes.
Great shot by Rick, and you are correct. In 2013, the introduction of 2 oil patterns and fresh oil for every squad. So
the way it should be. That's the greatest thing that they've done for this tournament. And, like I said, it used to be a thing where you came out here and team event was in your hands, and everything else was a crapshoot. And now, every event you look forward to as it's in your corner to bowl and to treat the lanes the right way. Great start for Rick here.
Certainly so. Going to be in the 240s.
Good place for it.
247. So
nice game.
As you mentioned, the patience in doubles, hopefully paying dividends here in singles.
Dave had a great game also. He a couple 10 pins away from shooting 230 himself. They're carrying it forward in singles. You're right.
Well, Ronnie, I know you are a busy man here, and obviously you guys got a lot on your plate.
Doug is, speaking of plate, Doug's probably starving, so he wants me to go, so I enjoyed it, though.
Well, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us here on BowlTV and offer some insight into everything, so we definitely appreciate it. And once again,
thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
Not a problem.
I could talk bowling a lot, and you let me do it, and I appreciate it.
Anytime, Ronnie. So best of luck in the upcoming days, and we'll be looking forward to see how you guys do bowling tomorrow and Thursday.
We're excited. We're ready. Thank you, sir.
Not a problem. Ronnie Horton, everybody.
That's hard to do, man. You do a great job. My hat's off to you.
All right, everyone. Once again, Ronnie Horton joining us on BowlTV. So I appreciate Ronnie taking some time out to offer his insight. Looks like he's already grabbing his stuff. He's ready for lunch. So we still got plenty of bowling left to do here. Just finishing up at Game 1, featuring USBC Hall of Famers Steve Fehr and Rick Pollard. Pollard firing away 247 after a 653 set in doubles. So we'll see if he can keep it going. The number on top in singles, 793. Ronnie Sparks Jr., the former Team USA member and collegiate champion at Wichita State. Actually in this very same building back in 2010, the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Team Championships was held alongside the Women's Championships here at the El Paso Convention Center, and Ronnie, along with his very talented Wichita State Shocker crew featuring John Zerbinski and Josh Blanchard, ended up taking the title over Calumet College 3-0. So Ronnie looking to make it 2 for 2 here in El Paso. But we'll see if these guys have anything to say about it. All right, game one in the books. Rick Pollard, the Hall of Famer, leading the way, 247. Alan Runkle, 224. Dave Wellage, 213. Terry Ciccone, 211. 192 for Steve Fehr, and Brett Wellage, 182. The other part of the group over on lanes 9 and 10. Robbie Spigner, 195. His dad, Bill, 194. Don Scudder Jr., 182. Vincent Tilson, 168. Dave Wellage and Rick Pollard both starting game two off of a strike. Wellage unable to get up the hill there. Pollard's gotten pretty lined up here. After 195 to kick off doubles here on 7 and 8, he's gone 223, 235, and 247. So nice, convenient 12-pin jump each game. We'll see if he has 259 or more saved up in game two here. Shots like that will get him there very quickly. Rick Sloan title came in 1996 when Pollard's Bowl set the team all events record back in 1996. $10,425 to get to the number. It's been approached a few times, has not been bested. mentioned their score once or twice already in this broadcast, but still just an incredible feat to think about that 10,425 at 231 plus a bowler. Ron Pollard led the way 2107. His brother Rick, who we're watching right now, 2104. Don Scudder, just paired to our right, at 2097. That included a 300 game and an 823 series in singles. So he captured the singles title that year as well, his third eagle. 2068 from Bill Spigner, and Jerry Kessler rounding out the group, 2049. It's back in Salt Lake City, 96. Mentioned Roddy Sparks Jr. Redford, Michigan, leading the way, 793 in singles. 785 in second, Scott Endersby, Wake Park, Minnesota. Chad Oakes, also out of Minnesota, 772. That included the first perfect game of the 2015 event. Matthew Tuckfield, one pin behind, 771. Jason Tom rounding out the top five at 770 to make the top 10 at 761. That number belonging to Ron Nelson Jr. out of Bridgeview, Illinois. Nelson's performance included a 299 game, and just yesterday we had our sixth perfect game of the 2015 event, also in the singles event, belonging to Marv Sargent of Temecula, California. Marv, a longtime name, making a run out on the PBA Tour, so I didn't get a lot of opportunities to bowl this event. There's been a double superstar over the course of the past 5 years. 3 top 15 finishes, the best of 5th back in 2011. And him and Mark Shirless moved into 13th. Doubles 1336. Our good buddy Mark London joining in the chat. Welcome, Mark. That is a fantastic question. I think these guys are pretty humble, though, and they would be the first to congratulate a team to beat that massive number. Great cover of the 410 by the Hall of Famer. It's been a little bit of a rough day for him, but always put a little bit of pep in the step. Pollard's Bowl team all-event score is the longest standing of any of the banner scores that we have here at the Convention Center. We have the highest scores in tournament history from regular team, regular doubles, regular singles, and regular all events, along with team all events. All of those have fallen since 2009. We had the team record set last year by Art Artistic Expressions won out of Oklahoma City, 37-20. But the rest of the team all events number coming up on its 20th birthday. Next year at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada, if no one is able to get there. The 2016 event is already open for registration, so be sure to get your teams in early, get the times and dates you prefer. And of course, looking ahead to 2017, the USBC Open Championships will be heading to Las Vegas in the brand new South Point Bowling Plaza. $35 million venue opened up late in 2014. It features 60 lanes, built for the tournament player in mind. So a lot of excitement to look forward to, but still a lot left to be determined here in 2015. We are hitting the halfway point of singles here. 2015 USBC Open Championships coming to you live from the El Paso Convention Center behind lanes 7 and 8. I don't know why I said we, it's just me here today. But Aaron Smith bringing you the coverage. Matt Cannizzaro off in the frozen tundra of Green Bay. If you didn't get the chance earlier today, we crowned a Senior Queens champion. So be sure to check out the archive later on BowlTV. Article already up on bowl.com, courtesy of Mr. Cannizzaro. So excellent article from him, as always. USBC Hall of Famer Robin Romeo defended her senior queens title, once again defeating Tish Johnson in the finals. Definitely worth a watch. Third year in a row for Tish to fall into that runner-up spot at the tournament, and still looking for that first tiara of her storied career as well. Definitely see the emotions of that, and Robin really gave a great tribute to her longtime friend and competitor on the lanes. So definitely worth checking out. And of course tonight, if you're not going to watch it live, set your DVRs or do something. Just watch. The USBC Queens Stepladder Finals will be shown live at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, so be sure to check your local listings for that. Former collegiate standout Aaron McCarthy of Omaha, Nebraska is your top seed, and we'll be looking to win that final match. USBC Hall of Famer Liz Johnson, 2006 Queens champion Shannon Pluhowski, defending Queens champion Maria Jose Rodriguez, and former Nebraska collegiate standout Liz Culkin will look to join her there. So definitely a lot of great storylines there. We'll see who can best it when it's all said and done. 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2 tonight. So be sure to check that out. Paired to our right, Don Scudder, the Hall of Famer, quietly has put together 6 strikes in a row to start Game 2 after 182 in the opener. Don already owns a 300 on the championship lanes. Back in 1996, on his way to the singles title. Finished that year up with 823. We'll see if he can make become the 29th bowler in tournament history to make that run. If he gets down to the 10th frame, we might just see about moving the cameras over. So Don bowling on lanes 9 and 10. If you want to follow along, be sure to check out X Bowling. Click on their championship tab. You can follow along with the USBC Open and the USBC Women's Championships. Women's Championships taking place in Reno, Nevada this year. Rick bounces back nicely after the Open in the 5th. Great shot right there. Not quite enough on the 4-pin for Dave. Slides it over there, but unable to get the 10 out. Good run, though. Great shot there from Terry for his first double of game 2, 2-11 in the opener. Scudder did not strike in the 7th frame, so his run of strikes ends at 6. Once again, nearly a full house here at the 1 p.m. doubles and singles squad. Just one pair not being used of the main 52 lanes of competition. Showcase lanes rocking as well right now. An additional 10 lanes just to the right of us. Offer practice sessions along with the Bowlers Journal Championship side event. Something always happening here at the convention center. Very animated Don Scudder Jr. makes it 7 out of 8 here in game number 2. As we talked about earlier, Don has won just about everything. Got the team all events title, singles title, and a regular team title here at the Open Championships. A handful of big W's at the Peterson Classic, and he's even done it at the Hoinky as well. So Don, definitely a player. Once again, he's one pair to our right, along with fellow Hall of Famer Bill Spigner, USBC board member Robbie Spigner, and Vincent Tilson rounds up the group. Vincent working on 290 here in game 2. Spare in the first and 7 in a row now. Holy cow. Brent nearly covers the 4, 6, 7. Does not get the love tap though when it's all said and done. We appreciate everybody joining us today for our doubles and singles live stream. We're in game 2 of singles, so we still have one more to go after this, so don't head out too far just yet. For those of you who have shared our post on Facebook and Twitter, we definitely appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow USBC on social media, the sport of bowling can be found at facebook.com/USBC, on Twitter at USBC, and of course don't forget about bowl.com, your one-stop shop for it all. You can find out everything you need to know and more about the Open Championships by clicking on the Tournaments tab up at the top of bowl.com, selecting Open Championships. Or to avoid the middleman, simply just go to bowl.com/OpenChamp. Still have a handful of broadcasts coming to you before the conclusion of the 2015 Open and Women's Championships. You can check those out at bowl.com/livestream. We've already talked about them quite a few times, but a little reminder never hurt anyone. We'll be up next in 2 days for USBC and PBA Hall of Famer Amleto Monticelli, 5-time PBA champion Bob Learn Jr. So they take to the lanes for team event May 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. out here in El Paso. 2 days afterwards, we'll get to see the next step down in the family history here. USBC Hall of Famer Steve Fehr's son Jeff and his talented crew will be in town. Also featuring Rick Pollard's nephew Ron Jr. They'll be taking the lanes for this very 1 p.m. doubles and singles squad, 3 p.m. Eastern on May 23rd. We'll wrap up May here at the Open Championships on the 28th, featuring recent 900 shooter Aaron Vollmer. We'll see his team event at 7 p.m. Eastern on the 28th. Vollmer actually won a fan vote, so selected by you, the viewer. Vollmer also has an 800 here on the championship lane, so definitely can strike it with the best of them. Then Matt Cannizzaro is going to head out to Reno for the Women's Championships. A few broadcasts over there to wrap up May on May 30th. We'll feature the doubles and singles of USBC Hall of Famer Tish Johnson, along with 3-time champion Lindsey Boomershine and Alicia Kearns. A few of the big names out of that squad. That'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. The following day, USBC Hall of Famer Lucy Sandlin will take to the lanes her team event. That'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Reno time. So that's our lineup for the rest of May. So be sure to check that out. Keep an eye on that. Don't go too far just yet. Great shots there by Alan Runkle. Don Scudder's going to be in the 230s this game after 182 in the opener. Getting the love from the fans in the audience. Don finishes up 234. Great showing here in singles. And up up on lane 9. You can see it's to just the right. We're going to have Vincent Tilson coming up. He's working on 8 strikes in a row, looking to cap off at 290. After a $168 in the opener, has made the right moves and has gotten lined up. So you'll be able to see his ball roll at least coming up in just a second here. Tilson's first shot of the 10th. Oh, great shot. Stuffs the 9-pin. Tilson ends up missing the 9-pin. He's still going to have a nice 257 game here in game 2 of singles. Nearly 100 pin improvement, so like the turn at 425. Great shot from Rick to kick off the 10th. A few opens in the middle of the game for Rick Pollard, but started and he's going to look to end it with 3 in a row. So it looks like Ronnie Sparks' 793 is going to be safe for another squad here, at least on our featured pairs. Good place for the 710. Pollard gets to 196 after 247 in the opener. All right, these guys put up some nice numbers to kick off singles. Ran into a little bit of trouble here in game 2. Allen and Terry can still get to 200 here. Brent could get there too with 3 strikes. Gets the first one. All right, 200 on the nose for Brent Wellich. See if Terry can clean up the spare for 201. Gets the one, he'll be at 198. So Rick Pollard leading the way after 2 games, 443. Alan Runkle, 431. Terry Ciccone, 410. Dave Wellich, 404. Brent Wellich, 382. And Steve Fehr, 351. We'll see if Steve can get it going here in the last game. Some struggles for the Hall of Famer for sure, but hopefully we'll get to see him finish it out. Big finish here. Once again, a big thanks to our gold industry partners, Columbia 300, Hammer, Kegel, and Storm for their continued support of USBC championship events. Also, a big thank you to Ronnie Horton joining us live on BowlTV for the end of doubles and beginning of singles. Ronnie, his talented Armstrong printing crew in town. They'll be hitting the lanes starting tomorrow. They'll have their team event at 5 p.m. local time. So always a threat to make a run here. We'll see what they can do. Won't be here on BowlTV, but for any noise they do make, be sure to check out bowl.com/openchamp for that. There's a great shot from Steve. That's what we're used to seeing. Of course, be sure to join the official USBC Open and Women's Championships page on Facebook. Great place to see videos, folks making runs, just all that, all the information that might not make it to bowl.com. Great place to kind of just keep up to date with the tournament. So be sure to check that out. We got a few strikes to start off here. Dave Willich bounces back nicely after the open in the first. Two great shots to kick off game 3 by Brent Welledge after 182 and 200. His brother Dave up on lane 7 right now. Rick Pollard 3 for 3 in game 3. He's had a pretty nice day overall. After 571, I believe, to kick off his 2015 event last night in team. Ran to a few splits in his final game of the team event. Finished with 165 for 571. Team, though, got to 29.75, a nice number this year. Just a hair under being plus. Brent Welledge getting in on the action as well. Also with a nice start. Another great shot from Pollard. Maybe saving up some late game dramatics here on BowlTV. That's why he is on the Hall of Fame, folks. Second 10 pin on lane 8 here in game 3 for Fehr. Nice cover by Terry there, taking care of the 5-7. Trip of the 4 for Brent. He's keeping pace with Rick in game 3. Another fantastic offering from Rick Pollard. Great shot from Terry there in the 5th. Once again, we do know that the camera's definitely shaking a little bit today, more than usual for a live stream here at the Open Championships. Seems like we're in that perfect vortex on behind 7 and 8 here. That just tends to rattle them just a little bit more. Everything kind of connected this year. So there's actually a walkway for the drink cart to go through that's connected to the grandstand seating, and we're up here in the top row, so all of it connected together. So we apologize for that. Hall of Famer with the front 6. Alan Runkle clean through 6 frames after 224 and 207. No doubles yet for the lefty. There's Brent Wellage stepping up on lane 8. Unable to match his teammate with the front 6, leaves the mixer 7. Good run though. Great shot by Dave Wellage there. Bounced back nicely after the early open. 3-bagger spare, now a double. These guys got caught up a little bit in the transition of game 2, but looking good in 3. There we go, folks. 7 for 7. Don't tune away just yet. Excitement all the way down to the end here on BowlTV. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in throughout the course of the day. I'm Aaron Smith. Not alongside Matt Cannizzaro today. He's in Green Bay. Of course, the USBC Queens stepladder finals will be televised in just an hour and a half. So be sure to tune in to ESPN2 tonight to watch that unfold live. 8 p.m. Eastern, it'll be kicking off, so check your local listings once again for ESPN2. Top seed Erin McCarthy looking to win her first major title. USBC Hall of Famer Liz Johnson, 2006 Queens champ Shannon Pluhowski, defending champion Maria Jose Rodriguez, and former collegiate standout at Nebraska Liz Culkin looking to deny her that right. So it should be fun to watch it all unfold. 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2 tonight. But we're not done here yet, folks. Question about the Queen Show being shown on the internet. Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure, but if you have a way to get ESPN2 on your computer, I'm sure it will be there. Right now, all eyes on lane number 7. Leans on the 4, doesn't get it to trip though. Great run though by the Hall of Famer, Rick Pollard. My good buddy David Waswo chiming in. Thanks for swinging by, Dave. Rick was unable to cover the spare. He still has 267 out there. The last 4 strikes here in singles. So definitely can get put together a nice single set here, get above that 700 mark. for Rick, a career best 730 in singles back in 2009 and in Las Vegas. So he can't quite get there today, but it's definitely still available. El Paso Convention Center getting a little bit quieter here as this 1 p.m. doubles and singles squad is getting pretty close to wrapping up for the day. Still have a few pairs going once these guys finish up. Let's see if Rick can bounce back here in the ninth. Great recovery. 267 still out there. All right, 10th frame's going to be underway here, so we're getting to the end of our run here on BowlTV today. USBC Hall of Famers Rick Pollard and Steve Fehr brought us here. And Rick's looking to cap off a nice finish to his 2015 event. The 4-pin strikes once again on the left lane. final shot from USBC Hall of Famer Rick Pollard. He's going to finish up with with 246. That'll get him to 689 after games of 247 and 196. That'll get Rick to a 1913 all events tally when it's all said and done. 612 in the books for Dave Wellage. It's going to be at 1816 when it's all said and done. Nice shot by Runkle there. He's going to be 600s, shot at 624 with one more strike. .622 will get him to 1798. Guess he needed that strike for 1800 on the nose, but the companion team featuring Don Scudder, Bill Spigner, Robbie Spigner, and Vincent Tilson. They're just starting the 10th frame. So these guys will probably finish up just a little bit ahead of them. So to see how they finish up, be sure to check the online leaderboards at bowl.com/openchamp. You can get there by clicking on the scores tab and selecting individual results. You can search for anyone who has competed in the event. Usually pops up pretty quickly after it's all said and done. $16.79 all events total for Hall of Famer Steve Fehr. Definitely a little rough day today in doubles and singles. Had a nice 645 leading the way for these guys in team event yesterday. So doubles and singles pattern a little bit rougher to the 1994 Masters champ. Ciccone finishes up 618. We'll have one final shot here from Brent Wellage, and that's going to wrap up today's broadcast. Strike here can get Brent to 621. There it is on the nose, 621. A nice 239 finish for the righty out of Cincinnati. Well, folks, just like that, our coverage for today is coming to a close. We got 6 games with a very talented group out of the Midwest. Got to see a few Hall of Famers do their thing. That's going to wrap it up today from the Open Championship. So we want to thank everyone again for joining us here on BowlTV. We'll be back on the air in 2 days, featuring USBC Hall of Famer and PBA Hall of Famer Amleto Monticelli and Bob Learn Jr. as they take to the lanes here at the El Paso Convention Center for team event on the 21st. That'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. El Paso time. And of course, one more reminder, just about an hour away, the 2015 USBC Queens Finals from the Ashwaubenon Bowling Alley in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The stepladder finals will be taking place live on ESPN2, 8 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to check that out. But for now, we're all done. This is Aaron Smith. Thanks again, everyone. Thanks to Ronnie Horton for joining us for a little bit as well. So everybody take care, and until next time, we'll see you out here. Take care.